Are we recording?
I felt like I was like Brad Pitt. Oh, can you take a photo here? And I was like, I don't know which camera to look at.
And you can just say Himanshu.
Okay.
Making fun of Indian dads. I'm an Indian dad.
I came and I hit a straight 6. At the start, they were like, bro, this is so cringe, man. Why are you doing this?
That's Avi Dixit for you. Okay, fine. We'll go with that.
Oh,
Fine.
Okay.
Welcome to At Work on Connected to India, a podcast where we delayer ideas, explore concepts, and speak to individuals and professionals who are shaping our world. In this edition of At Work, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome a young man who was one amongst 20 influencers from across the world to get invited to the Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas. With over 2 million followers across different social media and a place in Singapore's national cricket team, he does both the things with a lot of ease. Now, believe me, I haven't seen celebrities being mobbed in Singapore except for 2 occasions. One was when Akshay Kumar visited the UWC East campus, and second time when this young man Avi Dixit did. Believe me, he was mobbed by the students, and that's also his alma mater. Absolutely delighted to welcome a Desi boy from Singapore who represented Singapore at the global stage. Avi Dixit, welcome to At Work.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, starting question, do you have a hotline with the Ministry of External Affairs? How did this pan out?
So I wouldn't say I have a hotline now, you could say, but the way this panned out was Jan 1st. As I'm waking up in the morning, I open up my email and I have an email from the High Commission in Singapore, of India in Singapore. And they're like, do you want to go to India? And I was like, is this a scam? Like, because I get so many emails, so I wasn't sure. But I saw the address, I saw who was from, and I was like, okay, this is trustworthy. And so I replied. I, at the time, had another shoot for a commercial that I had to film, but luckily that got postponed. And so I was freed up. And yeah, I was like, sir, I'm happy to go and I'm looking forward to it. And 5 days later, I was on a flight to India.
What was your itinerary? You went for the Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas and then you also did the Kumbh. So what was the itinerary?
So the itinerary was spread over 11 days. It was super intense, super packed, and as it should be, because they're helping us learn about different parts of India that even I didn't know, being from India myself. So we started off by flying to Bhubaneswar for the Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas. That was 3 days there, but the PBD was only 2 days of those 3. One day we actually drove 600 kilometers around Odisha.
Wow.
We went to Raghurajpur, where they have a bunch of artists who are super talented and are actually responsible for a lot of Odisha's artwork. So once you come out of the airport, you see all of the artwork that they've done in the streets, just everywhere. It's stunning. From there, we went to Chilika Lake, where we saw dolphins, which I would have never thought in a lake you can do it, but it's so big that we were there. From there, we went to Puri, and we were on a beach there. There are famous temples there, but we didn't have enough time. And then after that, we went to Konark, to the Sun Temple.
Of course.
So that capped off our time in Bhubaneswar. From there, we flew to Delhi. As soon as we got there, we went to Delhi Hat. We went to Humayun's tomb. Then the next day, we went to Agra. So we saw Taj Mahal. And on the way back, we went to Prem Mandir in Vrindavan. Then in Delhi itself, we visited the new Parliament building, which is stunning. It's out of a movie. Like the way it's been done, Lok Sabha, I would recommend anyone, if it's possible for you to go and visit there, definitely visit there. And yeah, we capped it off with 21 hours in Prayagraj at Maha Kumbh. So yeah.
That's quite amazing. Something which I would say Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done really well, this outreach to the diaspora. And Connected to India does that as well. It connects 31.7 million diaspora back to India and also try and cover all the things which are happening around the diaspora. But I've always had my doubts. What kind of strategy would they apply to get to younger audiences like yourself, 24 to 25 years old? I mean, you're 25 now,
yes,
right? And so tell me, how was the communication like? And I also want to know about the 20 other people or 19 other global influencers who were there. Which countries were they from? How did you guys bond? Mix of girls and boys and so on.
So the group was 21 of us total, made up of 10 countries.
Okay.
So 3 were from Fiji, 3 were from Mauritius, 3 from Trinidad Tobago, 3 from Guyana, 1 from UAE, 1 from Malaysia,
Okay.
myself, 1 from Sri Lanka, and yes, that should be it from my memory. So yeah, but all of us are Indian heritage, you could say. Of course, I'm sorry, 1 from Finland as well.
Yeah.
And so all of us have had some Indian background, whether it's near or far. For example, my friends from Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago, their families left India 187 years ago.
Yeah.
And so they're 6th, 7th generation Guyanese, Trinidad and Tobago citizens. And so they are not very well connected to India, but they still have some Indian blood in them, which is
Yeah.
why they're also connected to India in that sense.
Yeah.
Then, of course, for me and Saima from Finland, she's from Bihar, I'm from Delhi.
Yeah.
So we have a far closer connection because our extended families are all living in India. So that way, we were the only 2 Hindi speakers. So we were the translators for the group. But all of us were different types of influences. Some are travel, some are fashion, some are beauty, some are vlogs, and for myself, comedy. So it's a really big background and a great culmination of different types of people. And we were all featured in each other's videos, which I'm sure you can see
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
But it was great fun in that sense. And yeah, that I guess was the makeup of it.
Yeah. Was it the first time Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India did this?
No, they've done it with a few other people from around the globe. I think did it with people in the Middle East a few months ago, but it is definitely new.
Yeah.
And so they're looking forward to implement this more and more, so people do learn about India and how incredible it is,
And was the age range similar for all of you?
No. So I was actually the second youngest.
Okay.
The youngest boy, he was 24, so 1 year younger than me.
Okay.
And the oldest person was actually 58.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Dr. Chris Ramprasad from Trinidad and Tobago, she teaches social media and marketing. And so she was invited, and so she was the oldest one. So a lot of us, different ages, different backgrounds. And so coming together was great, honestly. It was really cool.
Yeah. So it is right that the younger audiences and younger NRI kids, younger kids of diaspora also have this connection back with India.
Yes,
Which
absolutely.
is only getting stronger.
Yes, 100%. And I mean, it was evident at Pravasi Bharatiya Diwas that the goal is to get greater populations of the Indian diaspora to come to India and learn about our rich culture that's there.
Yeah.
And it's been happening so much. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been seeing for Maha Kumbh itself, the sheer number of people who've been coming is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's Maha Kumbh, 144 years.
Yeah.
After it's going to happen after the next 144 years. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So that's a good detour you've given me.
Yes.
You went on a long boat ride and then you took a dip.
Yes.
So what was it? Was the inspiration spiritual, or was it because you're an Instagrammer and you need to do something interesting to attract more audiences?
I'd say it's a mix of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom is very spiritual, and so I was thinking about her when I was doing this. But also, like, just the fact that this is a once in a generation event. I'm the only person from my entire family who's been able to go and experience this.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to enjoy the experience itself. There were only 5 of us who actually took a dip out of the 21. And I was fortunate enough to be one of those 5, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And
Yeah.
I was never going to miss out on something like that.
Yeah.
And just like to be part of something so big, so grand, felt very special to me, which is
Yeah.
why I really wanted to go and do it.
Yeah. No, that's a great answer. It sounds like a spiritual Coachella.
Yes, it
Yeah.
really was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, bigger than that. Like,
Yeah, bigger, way bigger than
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So how would you rank it? You've achieved a lot, and I've also played golf with you, and I remember you carrying your ball to 300 meters. So you're a good golfer. You play for the national side and so on. Where would you place this particular? Would you call it an achievement? Would you place it as one of your achievements, Avi?
oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a huge honor for me to be invited by the Indian government back home to help promote tourism around the world. And for me, it's one of my greatest achievements for sure, because when I started social media, I would have just done it for fun. Like I started out with ping pong trick shots, and
Yeah.
to be able to influence in a positive manner and help people come to India and experience the rich culture and environment that's there, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah. Going back to the influence a bit, okay? What triggered it? When did you believe that I can influence people and make them laugh. And to be honest, the line of comedy also which you've taken of making fun of Indian dads. I'm an Indian dad. Okay. And but you do a great job of it. When did you think first that you want to be an influencer? Second, how did you choose this particular track of comedy?
So it started off in COVID. We all were home, and I started off with ping pong trick shots, as I mentioned. And I did that with a bunch of other dance trends where I would mix up the two for about a year and a half. Then end of 2021, start of 2022, I decided to take on this Indian dad persona because I was like, I've seen so many parents do it. I've grown up with Indian parents. So let's see. I'm sure it'll be relatable. And it just blew up. And I was like, oh my God, I guess this is a niche that I found.
Yeah.
And so that's what kickstarted it. But again, at that point, I was just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
It was COVID in Singapore. Our lockdown was quite long. So
Yeah.
I was just enjoying it.
Yeah.
Then in my final year of uni, I realized like, okay, this is something that can be monetized. This is something that I thoroughly enjoy. And I'd rather do this than, for example, work in the banking sector or finance or consulting, which
Yeah.
my friends are currently doing. And so in my last year of uni, I realized this is possible. And so I decided to take it on full time. And now.
And Muthu was born.
Yes, Muthu was born long back. It was like my third video. And I used to do improvisation then.
Right.
And I was just like, so I was like, my dad is Ravi
Yeah.
and my son is Muthu.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I just thought about it right there.
Right.
And now it's just stuck.
Yeah. So out of all the Muthu videos, which one has done well? What kind of reactions do you get first from your classmates, your batch of 2017 UWC?
Yes.
What kind of reactions did you get from them initially?
So at the start, they were like, bro, this is so cringe, man. Why are you doing this? And I was like, it's fun. I'm enjoying it, you know?
Hats off to you for your conviction, by the way.
Thank
Sorry
you.
to interrupt.
Thank you so much. But originally, I only started on TikTok
Yeah.
because all my friends were on Instagram and none of them were on TikTok. So I felt like no one would really care, or like I wouldn't get much like feedback. But once I started posting on Instagram as well, there would be like some comments. But because of my initial TikTok journey, I've grown to have thick skin. And I'm like, it's okay. Whatever anyone says, it's fine. For me, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And as long as I'm enjoying it, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, super. And I got to know, our research also showed that once when you went to UWC, was it last year? You were actually mobbed.
Yes.
Did you
it
expect
was-
that?
I did
How
not
was that
expect-
experience?
Oh my goodness. I felt like I was like Brad Pitt or like Amir Khan in Delhi, or like Virat Kohli who's just playing for Delhi right now in
Yeah,
Ranji Trophy. It was surreal. I did not expect it. I am super grateful for it.
Yeah.
And like they were like, can you take a photo here? And I was like, I don't know which camera to look at. And it was overwhelming, but
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. And I'm super honored that I've been able to reach that level.
Oh, fantastic. So are we changing gears a bit? I'm going to move to cricket now. Is a certain southpaw from Singapore looking forward to an IPL contract?
I think it's definitely possible. There have been glimpses of it. For example, Tim David, a friend of mine, he came to Singapore and played for us in the qualifiers, which led to the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
And we went to Dubai together. We played there. And his performances, obviously, a lot of eyes do watch associate cricket.
Yeah.
And his performances led him to start in the BBL.
Yeah.
And he was in the PSL.
Yeah.
And once those performances led to greater performances, and next thing you know, he was playing for Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
So there definitely is hope that
Yeah.
we can get to that level. It's
Yeah.
about consistency always.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a key example of how it's possible.
Yeah. Avi, I want you to look into that camera.
Yes.
And tell all the IPL teams what is it that you do?
So my name is Avi Dixit. I play for the Singapore national men's cricket team. I'm a left-handed batsman and I'm a right-arm fast bowler. I will usually bowl at the top of the order, first change, and I will bat in the middle order. So I'm a bowling all-rounder, you could say. My most recent tournament in Thailand, I was Singapore's highest wicket taker. Unfortunately, that came to a rough stop at the semi-final when I tore my PCL. But 9 months of recovery, 10 months of recovery have now led me back to the playing field, and I'll be representing Singapore soon. So yes.
That's a great elevator pitch. Delhi, if you're watching my team, that's Avi Dixit for you. Avi, what's your favorite cricketing memory?
My favorite cricketing memory would be in Dubai.
Okay.
It was my debut game for Singapore. At that point, I was actually batting at 11. But I came and I hit a straight six, which went, I think, 80 meters, 85 meters. And yeah, it was a great memory to do it at Dubai International Stadium on national TV. And my parents were there to watch me. So it was a big moment for me.
Yes, I remember having a conversation with your dad about that. So besides you, there is David Warner and Ashwin, who are also doing a lot of Instagram content.
Yes.
If you would like to partner with someone, who would you like to partner with?
Who would I like to partner with? I would love to partner with, obviously, Hardik Pandya actually does quite a bit of content on social media.
Yeah.
That would be great because I feel like he has a great acting sense. Virat Kohli, of course, he did a few videos with the Quick Style.
Yeah.
They are the dancers from Finland or Norway, I think, if I'm not wrong. So that was brilliant. But also my idol in cricket is Ben Stokes. And fortunately, I'm lucky enough, he follows me on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
there's
I
a
would
Virat
love
Kohli
to-
connection there. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ben Stokes is actually who I model my cricket on.
Oh, okay.
He's a left-handed batsman and he's a right-arm fast bowler.
Yeah.
And my batting stance is actually heavily inspired by his. So yeah, it would be very cool to make a video with him.
Fantastic. Going back to your influencer personality, what's the weirdest DM you've received ever? Have you been proposed for marriage on your DM?
Yeah, so that those have come. A lot of people have asked, "Can you please marry my friend? She's really into you." So those have come quite a bit.
Yeah.
Then different things as well. Like people do ask me, "How can I become an influencer in Singapore?"
Yeah.
Those are. I'm honored. Like I try to answer as many as I can with any advice. But yeah, then you have other weird people send weird videos to me. I got a video of this person at a concert who was crying and I was kind of confused as to why. But yeah, you do get, they're interesting to watch for sure.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Avi, it was just so good speaking to you. I'm wishing you lots of good luck in
Thank you
cricket.
so much.
And I've told you what is my secret desire for you when it comes to cricket. I hope that happens sometime.
Yes, I hope so too.
And wishing you good luck. And before we conclude, since I said you've got over 2 million followers across, I want you to look into the camera and give a tune in on people have to look forward to this at work interview on Connected to India.
Hi everyone, my name is Avi Dixit. I'm a Singapore national cricket player and a content creator. I've just had a wonderful conversation with Himanshu uncle for At Work on Connected to India. We discussed fantastic topics such as my recent trip to India and visiting Maha Kumbh. Please tune in to watch because it's a great conversation. Hope to see you guys online soon.
I'm sure you enjoyed the interview. He's also given his tune in. Like the interview and subscribe to Connected to India's YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.